Welcome back to D-Bomb's Garage. Today, I'm going to tear down two small block Chevy 350s. This one is one of mine. Thinking about putting it in the Monte Carlo. I think I bought this motor like it is probably 12 years ago. I can't remember. It was originally done by the King Speed Shop out of Lansing, Illinois, or Oak Lawn, Illinois. I'm gonna hang on to that pin and hang it on the wall. The other motor, another 350. Again, I picked this one up probably 10 years ago. This one is for my brother's car. So we're going to tear them down, see what they need. And go from there. That's probably as far as I'm going to get today. Is get them tore down. Get the rods tagged and bagged, and see how rough the blocks are. And I know this one, mine, I'm gonna end up doing some cleaning on the block. Some of the passages need to be done. I'm gonna definitely have to see about running a hone through all the lifter holes. Probably the same thing on my brother's block, but it appears that somebody has already cleaned, deburred a lot of that. So his is going to be easier to tear down than mine, I think, because I still have flywheel and everything on this one. So with that, I'm just going to kick you over to time lapse. I don't really need to talk about too much of it, so here we go. Well, it's another day. I got my block tore down. It is a 350. It is a 4-bolt main. The crank is an 11, I think it was 1182. Yeah, 1182, which comes in as a forged steel crank. The pistons are TRW 216-99, which come in as a forged piston, 11-1. My brother's, which I haven't tore apart yet, is identical. Pistons are the same, crank is the same. I'm just having a difficulty time getting it decoded to figure out exactly what year we're playing with. My numbers on here are totally gone. well, not totally gone. It looks like a CFA 19575 or 0. That's what it looks like, but can't say for sure. The castings on the back. Date code casting. Block casting. And then the GM. On the back, we've got a 010 and a 020. And then over here, looks like a H32. On my brother's, I can clearly see his information, which is a CE3A 905, and then over here they got stamp 22. His information on the back. Date coding. And it says 23 GM. And back here, same thing. 010, 020, and up in here I just seen a H20 and a 509. Over here it doesn't say anything, but it's a 4-bolt main also. And mine doesn't say anything up over here. But both these motors came out of a salvage yard many years ago. The bores in them are pretty rough. So I have good scratch in there. You can see that one. You can see that one there. This is pretty, they're all pretty rough. The rear main bearing, the cap bearing, had no significant wear on it. The block bearing, you can see the copper in it. So I'm going to say I'm not really sure on that, what transpired, why it did that. Here's the crank. Yeah, I got it still on the flywheel. You can see that it is a forged steel crank by the width of the marks here. If it was a cast crank, this line would be just a line instead of being this wide. It would only have a line down the center of that if it was a cast. So it's a forged crank. I got 2 forged cranks. They're both 350s. They both need to be cleaned up. I'm gonna end up cleaning that one up. I'm probably gonna check the bores on them, and with the scratches I'm probably gonna have to punch it out. He's probably gonna have to do the same thing because his is pretty rough also. But so right now I'm in a hold pattern till I get a bore mic the bores out. I got a ball hone. I might just shoot the hone through it real quick, clean it up, check it. My cam that came out of this motor has no markings on the end, but it's got a white down by the distributor drive. And I would have swore I've seen a, okay, there it is. White and green down by the distributor drive, and a white up here by the pump eccentric. So I don't know what cam that is at all. My brother's, the cam that came out of it, has, come on, information on it. Spin it real quick. It says Mach 5 304H chrome. Lifters, it was missing some, so those aren't even going to matter. Going to end up putting a new cam in it anyway. They look like they are hydraulic. Mine, I have no idea what they were because they were already missing. So that's all that's going on with the motors right now. My motor, I might put in Monte Carlo number 1. It's 1970. Or I'm trying to decide whether just to go ahead and slam this 5.3 with the 4L60E in it. Or, yeah, there's a lot of ors. Pull the 6.0 down, change the heads. I already got an oil pan for the 6.0 or the 5.3, either way. And then I got this other 6.0 that is already torn down. I could probably just tear it down the rest of the way and go through it, put a new cam in it. Check out a set of, I have 317 heads, not a desired head, but I've got those, which might work. Trying to go whichever is going to be the cheapest and best route. I'm going to say this crank just needs to be polished. All the journals need to be polished, and I'm thinking it's a standard turn on the crank, so I can go with standard bearings. But where the money's going to come in is I will have to knock out all the cam bearings. I'll more likely have to have it punched. Punch it 30 over, then I got to order pistons. Got to take the rods and pistons into the machine shop at the same time. But it kicks back into, I don't know the exact specs on the bores yet. The pistons are pretty much, I'm going to say junkish. I don't know if I can clean those up. That one's rough. That one was another rough one. Another rough one-ish. And trying to figure out what rods these are. Not finding any numbers on them. GM. Yeah, maybe I am finding a number on here. 751s. 682. 665. 719. 746. Interesting. 762. 764. 737. Have no idea what those numbers mean. They all look like on the cap it has a 0 on it. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. They were all stamped before they came out, before I got it. The coloring of the rod ends, they look pink, but not sure. So, again, as of right now, I'm in a hold pattern on the motors. Figure out what way I'm going to go with my motor, what way my brother's going to go on his motor. So for that, for now, that's it on the motor teardown for the 350 4-bolt main, steel crank, forged pistons. I know it was fast. Yeah, I just had you on time lapse, but now you've seen the motors pulled apart many times. So with that, hit the like, hit the subscribe, share, leave a comment. Thanks for checking the channel out. Later all. I'm out.